What's up, guys? My name is Efrain. Another episode of Know Your Worth TV. So excited. Here I am with Miriam J, also known as the epitome of classy. You guys may have seen her content creator for her comedy, right? Today I was actually able to see some of the skits that she has. So I'm so excited for you guys to also see some of those skits. You guys make sure that you guys go ahead and tune into her Instagram. However, today we're really interviewing her because she's another nominee for the Content Creators Experience. If you guys don't know, June the 28th at 7 p.m., the Content Creators Experience are hosting their second annual award ceremony. I'm so excited. I'm trying to get there. I'm in Orlando. They're in Miami. And I'm guessing Miriam, you also
I'm
in
in Orlando.
Miami? Oh, okay, so you're in Orlando. Perfect. So you're gonna make your way out there. Now I have no excuse because if you're gonna be out there, then what is my excuse of not being out
Right.
there? But Miriam J, how do you like to go by through the rest of the interview?
Miriam.
Miriam. All right, we won't say
Yeah.
Jay. That we're going to say just Miriam. So Miriam, excited to be here. How excited are you to be nominated for this award?
I'm excited. I've never been nominated for anything. So this is honestly kind of an honor. It's kind of like, seeing your work pay off. So,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
absolutely. So we're definitely your first award. I'm hoping that you can take that home as well. So let's get into exactly what you do. For those that don't know you, for your followers, for those new followers, who is Miriam and what does she do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I am a content creator. I know, like, on paper, I'm also considered an influencer. I don't like to call myself an influencer, but, brands do pay me to make content for them and they use the content. So that's what like classifies someone as an influencer. But yeah, I just make comedy content. I throw in lifestyle, I throw in makeup, and yeah, I just like to make people laugh.
That's dope. What got you into, I mean, doing content and more in the comedy? Like I told you off air that I seen the picture. I didn't know who I was interviewing until I started looking at your skits, and I'm like, oh, she's doing comedy. Like, wait, this is different. So I'm pretty sure you get that all the time. You did tell me that you get it all the time. But what got you doing comedy? Why comedy?
Honestly, like I my whole life I've been like goofy. Like I've always been like this goofy girl, but I've been like goofy like in private, like to my sister and my family. But then when I would get around other people, I would like obviously become like probably kind of how I am now. When I'm in like official settings, like I'm like super, whatever. But when I'm like super comfortable around friends and family, I'm like a complete goofball. So when I had first like started doing content, I really was only doing like makeup and lifestyle, and I wasn't really incorporating a lot of comedy. Everything was so serious, and I was so focused on making it like perfect. And then my sister was watching my videos one day, and she was like, because I had told her, I was like, hey, did you see that video I uploaded? And she was like, yeah, but like why don't you show people like how funny you are? You're literally the funniest person I know. And I'm just like, no, because like when I was younger, people would think that I was weird. So like like
Wow.
I just like, was like, okay, I need to be serious. I need to be like this perfect whatever. Anyway, so the content wasn't really going anywhere. Like my beauty lifestyle stuff wasn't really going anywhere. I was really just doing it for fun. It was more so of a hobby until COVID happened, and I got laid off from like my serving job. And then my sister told me about TikTok, and I just like one day I think I just posted like a goofy video pretty much, and then it just like took off. And then I posted a lifestyle video after that, and that one took off, and then I just incorporated the two, and here I am. Ooh.
No way. So the pandemic definitely took you to the next level when it comes to your content. So were
Yeah.
you posting content as you're posting content nowadays, or was just something that whenever you got the time to film, you were just filming at that time?
Well, like, I guess in the beginning when I was just doing like the lifestyle and the makeup, like that was like if I had time, because I was also
Mhm.
like a full-time college student. I had like two jobs. So it was really like when I had time. And when the pandemic happened, it was like just something I did all the time because I was bored. And then a year after the pandemic is when it started paying off. Brands started paying me to like promote their things. And I was like, wait, like you can make money doing this. And I was like, okay, let me keep going. And then I got a manager, and then like it just took off so fast. It honestly was just really fast after that.
That's crazy. So this was never really your intention. It just
Yeah,
you
no.
started to really be yourself per se,
Mhm.
and the blessings came.
Exactly. That's why I always tell people, like, literally, like, if you be yourself, it will pay off. Because, like, I was trying to be something I wasn't, and like, I wasn't getting like anything from it. I wasn't getting any like clout from it, I guess you can say. And then once I started like being myself, like, it started paying off. Like, people can really like see that, if you're not being yourself. So yeah, genuine over anything.
That's a dope story. What were you going to school for?
I actually went to school for biology and physics. Like,
And you
I
ain't,
literally have a bachelor's degree in biology and physics.
but you're not gonna do nothing with it at this point, huh?
Hell no. It was so hard. I did that for my parents, honestly. Like, my
That's
parents were
funny.
very strict, and they were like, education, like, you have to either be a doctor or a lawyer. So I chose to like be a doctor. Man, I started studying for MCAT after I graduated, which is like the test you have to take to get into med school. And I was like,
Mhm.
absolutely not. I'm not doing this. This is too hard.
That's actually a pretty dope story on how you got to really be producing content full time. So since pandemic, this has been your full time gig, just producing content, not just for yourself but other brands as well. What was that? Do you remember that first time that a brand reached out to you? What was that feeling when that brand reached out to you to um, make content for them?
The first time a brand reached out to me, I think it was a lash company that for yeah, yeah, 11 Lashes, actually, that was a lash company that reached out to me. That wasn't like a paid deal. It was like a, product exchange for content. But even then I was like, what? You're going to send me like a product to review? Like, you really value my opinion like that? Like, you really
Yeah.
value like my craft? Wow, okay. And I felt so honored. And then when I got like my first paid deal, I think it was like from a hair company. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then like it just
The rest is history.
the rest is history. Now I don't do any free work. Like, absolutely
I
not.
bet there's no need to. Not now you top notch. What has been the most exciting, I guess, brand collab that you've been able to do that you didn't expect to be doing?
um, Olay. I got a brand deal with Olay. That was like the biggest company that I had ever worked with. Like, like everybody knows Olay. Like, you walk into a store and you see their products. You always see their commercials. You
Mhm.
see billboards all the time. And I'm just like, Olay wants to work with me? Like, I just thought it was so crazy. Like, so Olay, and yeah.
Is there a brand that you're wanting to work with that hasn't reached out to you yet that we can speak it into existence right now while we're live?
Let me think. I don't know. I would want to work with Skims. Yeah, I for
Okay.
sure would want to work with Skims. I for sure would want to work for like more makeup companies or work with more makeup companies. I think that would be dope. Like, honestly.
Okay, so if y'all watching, y'all listening, she is looking for a lot of more makeup companies, right? Still trying to keep into that beauty industry. That's how she started. I think it's pretty cool, man, to know that you started with just your everyday type of things, right? Just probably just doing your hair, your makeup, talking about the lifestyle that you were having, to then add yourself to be authentically you. For anyone that's watching, it's so important that you're authentically you because once you became authentically her, the rest is history. You guys see her now, and you see that she's kind of blown up to where she is getting brand deals, where people are. I mean, we've just seen King George excited and love the story on here, and just to support. I'm pretty sure you go out and about, and people recognize you now.
Yeah, all the time. It's honestly crazy. The very first time it happened, I think I was like with my friends. And like, okay, pretty much we went to there's this thing called Strawberry Festival in Plant. I'm sure you're from Orlando.
Yeah,
So
yep,
it's
yep, yep.
and it's usually around strawberry season, and they like have this fair. So my friend Jazzy and Lance, we went out, and we like mind you, we're just walking, mind our own business, having fun, and so many people are like, "That's that girl from TikTok. That's that girl from TikTok. That's that girl from Instagram." And then I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" And even my friends are like, what's happening? Like, what the heck? And another funny part is like my friends, like both of them work like 9 to 5s. So like they will tell me like, bro, like my coworker recognized me in one of your videos. Now I have to hide the fact that I know you because if I ever have to call off to go on vacation and you're posting it, they're gonna know.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
That is
I do get
crazy.
recognized a lot. A lot of the times I'll be out and I notice people are just staring at me, and I know they're probably staring at me because they're like, "She looks so familiar," but I don't know, and I'm just like, oh, "Do I have something in my teeth?" But yeah.
So you did mention a little earlier that you went to school for your mom. What does
Mm-hmm.
your mom think about this now? What did she think about it when you started this, and what is she thinking about it now? Because I'm pretty sure there's two different feelings at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, my mom now, like she gets it. Like now she gets it. In the beginning, she didn't. Like there would be times where my mom honestly is very supportive. Like she's very, very supportive. So my mom, she like at first she was like, "Are you sure? Like that's like something that can get you through life? Like, are you sure you don't want to look up other avenues? Are you sure you don't want to like use your degree? Like, come on, like whatever." And then like even then, even one like when she would see me just sitting at home not doing anything, like, and she'll be like, "So like what are you doing with your life? Like are you okay? Like are you eating?" Like cuz like she doesn't ever see me like go to work, you know.
Yeah.
But now that like I'm like super full time and I'm making like way more money than I've ever made in my life, and I'm making what most people make and they had to go to college and go through intensive training and do. She's like she sees it now. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know this." She now she's like, "Okay, so you're famous," pretty much. It's like in her mind I'm famous, so she gets it now.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And is there entrepreneurs in your family? How was the really a business? How was it starting this business? Was it a lot of different things you had to learn, or was there somebody to help you? Did you have somebody in the family that was a entrepreneur at some point?
No. Like, I mean, we like I do have family members who are entrepreneurs. Like, actually, a lot of my family members are entrepreneurs, but like within my household, like no one was an entrepreneur. Like they like went to a job. But even then, like my family that owns businesses, I didn't learn anything from them. So one thing I will say is in the beginning, the business side of this, like I sucked at. Like I probably missed out on a lot of money from not knowing the business side of it. So pretty much like brands would reach out and then I would just throw out a price and I would think like, oh, that might be too much. And then when realistically speaking on the back end, they might have triple the budget, quadruple the budget, and obviously they're gonna try to get more bang for their buck. So
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
like counter with something more than what you said, even if they have it. So I did notice that, I was completely undervaluing myself because I wasn't like smart like, in the business side of it, or I was
Mhm.
ignorant in the business side of it. So then I decided to get a manager because I couldn't navigate it, honestly. I mean, I was too lazy. You can do whatever you like put your mind to. I was lazy. So I was like, yo, let me get
Absolutely.
a manager because I want to focus on the content. So I got a manager, and once she started like pitching me to these brands and like there were like more zeros behind the numbers, I was like, wait, like that's not too much. They're so gonna say no. They're for sure gonna say no. And then like they were saying yes. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've been getting scammed this whole time. Like what
You
the
live and you
hell?
learn, though, right? You live and you learn for sure.
Exactly. And even then, even when I did have that manager, like she was more so of a manager for like, I would consider her a manager for more of a smaller influencer. So when I got like
Mhm.
on a bigger level, I'm being managed through an agency, like, like there's more so on a bigger scale. And now there's even more zeros behind these
Wow.
numbers. And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, I just, yeah. So just learn the business side of it. And if you don't have the time to learn the business side of it, you need to hire somebody to do that for you.
I'm saying right now, I guess I need to go hire me a manager right now because I just like that's cool, man. That's so cool that you were able to get to that level, just doing something you truly love, just
Yeah.
being again back to that's just it's so amazing, man. And hopefully people just take that out of anything is how you were able to do something and get to this level by just doing something you completely love.
Yeah.
Um, so the pandemic was a blessing in disguise for you. Like without the pandemic, and so many people struggled through the pandemic. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but for you, there's also a lot of people that seen success through this pandemic. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I'm pretty sure you always be thankful that hey, I did get laid off, that job did what they did because it allowed me to be where I'm at today. What are some of the I guess getting into that because maybe there's content creators out there that are watching that I want to get the brand deals and want to get to the level that you're in. What are some of the things, the tips and tricks that you can provide them? Other than the manager, we spoke about that. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, when it comes to the manager, when do you say is the right time to get a manager? That's a good question.
Okay, the right time. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, honestly, you can make anybody your manager. Like realistically speaking. Like I was fortunate enough to like, be introduced to someone who actually had experience in that field. But if you even have like a family member who's just good with numbers, like someone you trust, it could be like a sibling who has some extra free time, someone that you can get to pitch to brands or even respond to these emails while you create content like on the back end, like go ahead and do that. But I would say it's time to get a manager once you find yourself spending all day negotiating with brands when you could have spent that time creating content, because that's where
Nice,
I
nice.
was like because I mean like if you can send the email off but they're going to respond and there's going to be like a like back and forth and I found myself literally all day like negotiating with brands because I would have like an email 50 emails and I'd be going back and forth with all these brands, and I'm like, dang, like I haven't created content in 3 days because I'm sitting here trying to like get paid and
Negotiate. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can eat, So that's when I was like, you know what? I have to hire someone. Because yeah, I know it like for some people they're like, no, I'd rather keep all that money. I'd rather do it all myself. You'll make more money.
Yeah.
Like it takes
Yeah.
money to make money. It really does. When you have someone else doing that specifically for you, and you have all the time to just create content and produce quality content.
And how do you produce content? So for those that may want to produce content, are you doing this on a daily basis? Are you doing it maybe 2, 3 days of the week? So that someone that wants to do the content and may be working that 9 to 5, maybe they can go ahead and put it into their schedules. How would you say you go about that?
Me, how I do it, I produce content like 2 to 3 times a week. And I try my best to collab at least 2 times a month. I try, if not like once a month. Like so, I'll create content with other creators. But going back to like the 2 to 3 times a week, what I will do is throughout the week, I'll like as I'm scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, like obviously it's my job, so like I do have to scroll through the app here and there because I need to like get ideas and things like that.
Yeah.
I'll save like my ideas, like I'll save the ideas, I'll save like my captions, or if I see someone else's video that I like and I like want to like replicate it, I'll try to make it my own. So I'll like just curate a list of things that I will want to accomplish in that week. And I'll also try my best to incorporate trends. So you have to incorporate trends in everything that you do, like honestly, because trends it's like something that's already like proven to work, if that makes sense. It's something
Yeah.
that's going to be pushed more, and then like so I do an 80-20 thing. So 20% trends, 80% like my own content, just so like I have something that's also pushing my content. And when it's being pushed in front of these people and they see it and they come to my page, they see like the 80%, which is like not trends, it's just like what I want to produce. And then like as far as collabs, I try my best to also collaborate with other creators, because like when your content is being pushed onto their pages, you're also introducing yourself to a new audience. So yeah, but also be mindful of who you collab with. Like don't collab with somebody who's completely out of your niche, or someone who doesn't even like align with your core values or whatever, because then you're pretty much doing it for no reason. You're
Yeah.
putting yourself in front of an audience that won't even benefit you. So think about that as
Okay.
well.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure those that may want to do some content creations now, they're about to go back. They're going to start jotting down those
Yeah.
ideas. It does take time though. I'm pretty sure that this again, she's going to tell you it didn't happen overnight. While the story seems like it happened overnight, how many years in total were you creating content before that one video actually went viral?
I would say about 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. I
Wow.
started to get consistent. Like when I like got consistent, it took a month when I
Wow.
got consistent.
And when you say consistent, that's going back to the I'm producing content 3 days a week, and
Yeah.
are you posting a video a day? How's the videos being posted?
At the time, I was literally posting like 3 times a day. But like I can't like speak for that today because I know
Mhm.
social media is so different now than when I first started. But at that time, that's what worked at that time. But when I
Yeah.
was like posting 3 times a day, it took a month for me to grow to like 100K followers. So
Listen, I'm
yeah.
happy that you said it though. Listen, it took 5 years before she took it to, the next level.
Yeah.
We got King George that says, wow, those were some amazing gems. Absolutely. And we're not holding anything back. We're not going to say that if you do the same exact things that you're going to be at the level that she's in, you have to find your own lane. You do have to find your own niche, right? You have to find what works for you, being authentically you. But those were definitely some good guidelines on how to start your content creation. So, took you 5 years. You finally got to where you're at now. Where do you see yourself, or what are some goals now that you've, as your mom would say, on the famous level where people are actually seeing you and knowing who you are out of your household?
I would for sure love to like be on TV. Like that's like the next step for me. I do feel like social media has like a cap, if that makes sense. Like I do feel like your
Mhm.
success in social media does have a cap. That's how I feel. I don't know. For I know for some people like they can just do that and like they're fine. But for me, I feel like the bigger you get, the bigger you think, like the more you want for yourself. Like because literally like 2 years ago, where I'm at now, like that wasn't even in my mind. I felt like it wasn't even attainable, you know. But now here I am, and I'm like, no, now I want more, But yeah, no, I see myself in, film. I
Okay.
do want to become an actress.
You're going to
And
speak into existence. You're going to become an
I'm
actress.
going to
You're already
become
doing it. In
an
reality, you're already doing it when I think about it, right? It's just that
actress.
somebody got to come and pay you the money so you can go ahead and do this
Exactly.
film.
Yeah,
All
I do
right.
want to become an actress, and yeah, that's like really like the final goal for me, honestly. Mhm.
Love it. Okay. So actress. Who has been some of your inspirations as you were getting into the content creations?
Yeah, I used to watch this creator. Her name was Flossy Baby. I used to love her. Like, well, I still love her. Like, I just loved how she was like so authentic and like she just didn't care. She posted whatever she wanted. And like she like, for example, okay, she would post a video and she would like just have a bonnet on. Before I would be like, what? Like I would never post a video like that, but like she's doing so well. Like I didn't think you could like be 100% yourself. Now, like, I don't care. I'll post a video in a bonnet now and I don't care. Like, people genuinely like don't like people. Sometimes people just want the content,
Absolutely.
but
Mhm.
yeah, she was one of my inspirations. And I'm trying to think like someone on a bigger level who's like one of my inspirations today.
Have you tried to do a collab with her? Or has it happened already?
No, I haven't. I have reached out to her a couple of times. She's like really big. I don't think like my messages are even coming across her
Don't
inbox.
say that. Don't say that. It takes some time. It takes some time. That's all it is.
Right. I also recognize like she honestly doesn't collab with other people either. So
Okay.
like that like I don't think that would even be within her frame of work, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So we spoke about the comedy part. We spoke about the lifestyle, the beauty, how we got here. We always know with some success comes a little struggle. I actually do want to tap in onto something that you mentioned really earlier on how you didn't want to show the comedy side, even though that was truly you, but it was because of what people said in the past.
Mhm.
Um, how did that impact you growing up when people were saying those things? Because there are people that love to do comedy, but hear those type of things, right?
Right.
How did that impact you creating the content?
Yeah, so like growing up, honestly, I was bullied in middle school, like bad. Like I had really bad acne and pretty much yeah, a couple of people just didn't like the way I looked and like people called me ugly and whatever. So I feel like that's where like it started for me where I like really started to like really like care about my image and become obsessed with it. Because I was like, okay, well, like maybe if I put some makeup on, like they'll think I'm pretty. Maybe if I do this, and then it just like kept getting worse and worse and worse the older I got, and then
Yeah.
it became like all the way down to my personality, where like I would say certain things, like I would probably get a little more comfortable around my friends or like classmates, and then they would look at me like. that's lame or that's weird. Like, you know, and then I would be like, oh man, okay, maybe I need to like act like cool. Maybe I need to like be quiet or, you know, whatever, whatever. Growing up, I was just one of those kids that just cared what other people thought. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but yeah, like, and then I just like became, I don't know, I just forced myself to just become this person that like I thought people would just want like more because of those couple of kids that just didn't like the way I was, you know? So even like growing up when I like wanted to pursue content creating, I was like, okay, when I do it, I have to do it this way because like when I was little, when I did it, when I was that way, people didn't like it.
Hmm.
So I have to be this way. And I was being that way. And then I didn't understand why I wasn't getting anywhere. I was like, why am I not getting anywhere? People still don't like
Yeah.
me. And I literally changed how I was before. I don't know. Anyway, then I just was like, you know, whatever. I'm freaking grown now. Like, let me just be myself. If somebody don't like it, like the freak, okay, and you're not paying my bills,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
facts. I'm not
And
making it for you then. Stop watching, right?
exactly. I mean, honestly, even like coming up, I did have like a few classmates. Literally, even coming up, I still had like some old classmates that would like be like, "Look at her making that content. That's weird. Like, do you not have anything better to do? Is this what you're doing with your life? Wow, that's a failure." Like I've had that, no lie, and
Wow.
I've had strangers even say like, "Oh wow, is this how we're acting now? Is this what we're doing now? Like that's weird." But you know, it's okay. I mean, sometimes it does bother. It did bother me, but now it doesn't bother me. So I would say, like, just look past that. Like, these people are not paying your bills. These people have nothing to do. They're probably miserable because I
Mhm.
can't think of not one person who isn't miserable. Who like someone who like you know what I mean? Like someone who's like completely happy. They're not talking about other people. Like they're not
Absolutely.
tearing other people apart. Like, you know
Yep.
what I mean? These people are genuinely miserable. They don't care. They don't care about your well being at the end of the day. So why like make them the reason why you're not being yourself? If that
Yep.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it
Like,
does. It does. I actually just told somebody today, somebody was talking about me and people tend to just get upset, right? Like, oh, when someone's talking about me, you obviously want to get upset. But I'm like, they gotta live with that negativity. I'm living in peace right now. You know what I mean? Like, you can say whatever you want to say. I know who I am. I know about myself. So if you want to continue to just keep my name in your mouth, that's completely fine. You getting paid for it at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you helping me get where I need to be because all those comments that you're giving me, that's engagement anyway. So continue to say what you
period.
got to say. So I'm happy that you were able to move past that and forget what anybody said. And sorry for the being bullied through probably middle school and high school. I think that is still happening today. So I'm happy that you were able to talk about it, right? Because it is still something that is common. Someone that probably is similar to you. They love themselves, but somebody is forcing them to change. I would say
Yeah,
don't change for anyone, right? Be you,
no.
love yourself. Somebody that is being that type of individual, they got their own problems at home, they have a lack of self-confidence. There's just so many different things that come with that negative person. So definitely appreciate you for sharing that. What's some of the struggles now that we can talk about? Because I don't want people to just think that here you are, this success out of nowhere. We always know that there was some obstacles that you had to face. Were there any obstacles starting this business, going into this venture, maybe hitting rock bottom at some point through this venture that realized, you know what, I got to pivot? Friendships, is there any of that you've encountered through the process of becoming who you are today?
Yes. Like there's so many like decisions you have to make when you for one, like you have to have tunnel vision, like when
Hmm.
you're trying to accomplish a goal. Like, don't look left and right. Don't look at what this person is saying. Don't make your decision based off of like no one. Like, it's you at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, if you have kids, it's different. I don't have kids. I'm speaking from a perspective of somebody who does not have children, or isn't
It's all
married,
good.
right? But like, you have to have tunnel vision. So, like, I had to I did learn a lot. So, like, one of the things I learned was like, don't wait for anybody. Like, do not wait for no one. If you have a goal, like, make it happen. If you are like waiting for someone else and they're just not making it happen, you need to find a way to make it happen. For example, I used to do skits and stuff like that. And like I had been sitting on so many ideas when I was like really popping off and I was going viral and I wanted to fuel that, like,
Mhm.
I wanted to keep the fuel going. Like I was like, okay, I need to keep feeding this fuel. Like I had so many ideas, but I needed like, another guy or another character to play these characters in my skits, right? So I would like reach out to a few people and I would be like, hey, like, do you want to like collab with me? Do you want to like, you would da da da, whatever, whatever. And like they would say yes or they wouldn't respond, whatever, whatever. But the people that would say yes, they would not show up, or they would show up and like they just didn't really have anything to offer. Like they just had poor acting skills or it just wasn't in the vision that I had. And like then I would just scratch the whole video. And then one day I was like, bro, just play the guy, like play your own characters. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna draw a beard and I'm gonna play the man. And then I'm gonna like put my wig back on and play the girl and just do it myself. So like whatever
Wow.
it is you have, if you need someone else and they're just not making it happen, you can do it yourself. You can. I do know, like, okay, I do know, like, we need each other. Like, God wouldn't have put us all in this world together if He didn't want us to, like, work together to make whatever happen. But, like, if you don't have any other options, you got to just make it happen. Like, you just have to. Don't look to anyone else. Another thing I learned is, like, I'm trying to
That's good
think.
stuff. No, that's good stuff. That's
Yeah.
people probably are the roadblock because they can't find the other partner or
Right.
because they feel that, well, how am I supposed to do this? She said she did it herself. Like, listen, I had to draw this beard on. I had to put a hat on. Like, I was going to get this done either way. No one is stopping my dreams. I got a vision here. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody going to stop my vision. So that actually really is some good advice for those that are listening.
Exactly. Another thing is like another thing I had to recognize is there would be like a lot of trends that I would want to participate in, but you would need like friends, and like, I do have two friends, but they are not content creators. They really
Mhm.
don't care to be in front of the camera. And I did have to recognize that, like, it's not their fault that that's like if they wanted to do that, they would have did that, but they are not doing that. So I had to tell myself, okay, well, you need to look for other content creators and pretend they're your friends. Like, yeah, you might not have that genuine connection with them, but I had to recognize I'm not in a circle where I can utilize like the people in my life to be able to make those pieces of content. So that's another like thing I had to learn. Like, you can't force people to be in your videos either. You have to go out and find it if you genuinely need it.
Right.
And there are people who just want to be around just to be around. Like, they have nothing valuable to offer. I had to learn that in like the hard way. There'll be people who will be in your inbox who'll be like, hey, let's go to have lunch. Like, I want to be your friend. And you go to lunch and they're just like pretty much trying to get a free social media crash course. They don't ask you anything about yourself. They don't really want to be your friend. And I'm just like, I thought I was gonna make a new friend, but I just like got gypped for some free information.
That's funny. I do
So
want to talk about the friends. So you
huh?
said you got friends that do not want to be in front of the camera. And
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you got friends that probably they truly just your friend. They love you for who
Mhm.
you are. They're not getting involved into this. How did that impact you at first? Because I'm pretty sure there's people that are doing things right now that they don't understand. Like, why is this friend not like support me on this vision? Do you have those type of friends, or did you feel that at first at some
Yeah,
point?
at first, like, I would say I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, like, why wouldn't they want to be a part of my videos? Like, why this, why that? And then I was like, and then one day I had to learn, like, people, like, not everybody wants to be like on camera. Like, not everyone like some people care about their image and they don't want to play this character in your video, and that is okay. Like, that doesn't make them fake. It doesn't make them like unsupportive. Like, they just don't want to do it. They just like want to be your friend.
Hmm.
They don't want to like have a camera shoved in their face all the time. So I do try to find like the balance. Like, for example, if my friends and I are on vacation, I'll try to find a balance. I'll like be like, okay, this is my time. I have to create content, or I'll like go ahead and pre-plan everything to
Hmm.
where like I do have time to do content, but I'm not like constantly having a camera in their faces, because at the end of the day, they're trying to also enjoy this moment as well. And live their life as well. It's not just your experience. And I do tell myself like I am still working on it, but I do need to have a separate group of friends who are content creators who I do like vibe with. And like, say if I want to go on a trip and I want it to be all about content, those are the people who I need to go on this trip with. If I want to go on a trip where I just want like it to be like genuine and I like want like my family, like, you know, around me, the friends that I consider like family, then that would be that trip. And I know that trip, I'm not going to get like maximum content out of it. So you do have to find that balance. You can't force people to be in front of your camera
Yeah.
or be
Don't
on your.
force your friends to do things they don't want to do, people. That's what
Exactly.
you're
You're going to
saying.
lose your friends.
No, I love it. I it's just something. I have a friend, and when you're in the place of wanting to be an actor, just I would
Mhm.
say in the entertainment world, it is so hard sometimes because people, your friends would not understand it. Sometimes
Yeah,
even your significant other may not understand it,
exactly.
right? You're chasing this goal that people think is not obtainable. But for you, you're in it, you're doing it, and your friends are probably still like, I don't get it, but hey, they're respectful of it. Like, hey,
Right.
do what you do, but I ain't trying to join in the fun with you. Like, let
Exactly.
me be, let me do what I do. So that's cool. Have you ever taken any acting classes, or this is just naturally you? All these kids that we see.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I've never taken an acting class a day in my
Wow.
life. Yeah, no,
Wow.
I do want to take acting classes because I genuinely do feel like TikTok acting is
Mhm.
different from like regular acting. It's super exaggerated because you have to grab the attention from someone within the first like 3 seconds. So you do have to like be super like animated, whereas like, you know, TV, it's more, you know,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say more subtle because obviously if you're dying, that's a very dramatic thing. But like,
Have you ever done improv classes?
no, I haven't done not one
Okay.
class. Yeah.
So, because you are in Orlando, one of the
Uh-huh.
improv classes that I take, or I've taken, I don't take anymore, but Sat Comedy Club. Are you familiar with Sat Comedy Club?
Yeah, downtown.
So, yes, so
Mhm.
that was pretty cool. I would say definitely get you out of your comfort zone. After that first class, they put you on stage. So you're doing improv with people. It's like 4 or 5 different levels, but I've done it. It's pretty cool. I love the whole, and it just helps you. People don't realize how improv and just the comedy itself just
Yeah.
brings smiles to people's faces. So I definitely did that. The French Festival, if you want to see some acting, it is happening this week as well. So maybe you
Ooh,
want to go ahead and check out the Fringe. Just kind of see that. I'm pretty sure that if you actually tap in, there's so many different people, so many creatives, there's so many actors, actresses out here in Orlando. And I think sometimes we do not see that here in Orlando. So it's actually cool that you say you are in Orlando. I thought you were in Miami. A lot of the content or a lot of the content creators, for some apparent reason, I think live there, Atlanta, New York, or something like that. But that's cool to see a homegrown. Are you born here in
no,
Orlando?
I'm actually born in Miami.
Oh, when did you
For
come to
those
Orlando?
who feel me, yeah. I'm sorry?
When did you come to Orlando?
Oh, actually, so I went to USF, which is like in Tampa,
Oh,
and then
okay.
I just moved here after I graduated. I do have family that live here, so it was kind of like
Got it.
a proximity
So you've been
thing.
in Florida though. You've been in between
Yeah,
Miami, Tampa, Orlando.
yeah,
Cool, cool. So what are some of the things that you would tell the young you that had to deal with some of the trauma? Because ideally it's trauma that we deal with and we have to overcome at some point. So what do
yeah.
you tell the young version of yourself?
I would tell her just like you're gonna make it. Like everything is gonna be okay. Like don't worry, don't sweat the small stuff. Um, these people will not matter in the future. They will
That's
not be a
that's
part of
right.
your journey. Yeah, they will not be a part of your journey. They won't be anywhere near your life in the future. So their opinion does not
Mhm.
matter.
They don't
Um,
know you.
they
Yeah.
don't, yeah, they don't know you. And yeah, like just keep going, keep pushing, and don't go to college. If I could go back, I wouldn't have went to college. I'm not gonna lie. I would have went straight into acting, but or I at least would have
You
majored
know,
in or
I
something.
I'm I'm in agreement with you. I started some businesses without a college degree. I'm actually pursuing my degree now, really just because I'm a dad and I want to show my daughter that you have options, right?
Right.
You can either be an entrepreneur or you can go to school. But I just wanted to practice what I preach type thing. So that's
Yeah.
the older reason. But I'm with you. If you have a skill, take on that skill and really just run with that. You know, in
Right.
your case, if years back you knew that this was a skill and that, hey, comedy's my thing, I love comedy, and you were confident in that, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the biology wouldn't have made this story
Yeah.
today type of deal. But I'm pretty sure there's some lessons probably learned in college as well. But school's not for everybody. I'll definitely second what you said on that. But if you're
Yeah. I
listening,
would
you
have
want to go
majored
to
in
school, we ain't telling you drop out of school. That's your thing. That's your
yeah,
thing. You
yeah,
know
no. I would
what
have majored in something completely different. I probably still wouldn't have went to college,
I
no
mean?
lie, but I would have majored in like mass communications or theater or something like more
Business, right? Would have learned the
more
business part of
business.
things, right?
Exactly.
Not good. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. We are wrapping up, but as every show must end, we are Know Your Worth TV. What was that Know Your Worth moment that you started to realize, like, this is me, this is what I'll be doing, and I'm happy doing it for the rest of my life?
Let me see. Oh, once I started getting messages from people that telling me like I'm battling depression and your videos like are slowly bringing me out, or I look
Wow.
forward to your videos every day, or like my daughter looks up to you, or things like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the daughter part kind of like puts a lot of pressure, but yeah, once I started seeing messages like those, and like even when I like fall off and people check on me and they're like, "Hey, you haven't posted in a couple of days. Like, where are the videos? Like, are you okay?" And I'm just
Oh,
like,
cool.
people are like looking forward to these videos, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is for sure something I have to do for the rest of my life because I can't just stop at this point. And I'm happy, so it's not like I'm doing something I don't like, but I'm not only doing it for me, like it's also for other people now. So
Yeah, yeah. It's the
yeah,
gift that God has given you to give to others. The laughter, the
yes.
smiles, and most importantly, you say you're at peace, makes you
Yeah,
happy. So, and then makes somebody else happy, even better. Like, I'm doing me and then making someone else happy. That's cool. I love it.
exactly.
Miriam, it has definitely been a pleasure. I thank you so much. And if you guys want to go ahead and see her at the award ceremony, remember that's going to be June 28th. You guys can go visit the Content Creators EXP's page, or go to contentcreatorsexp.com. If you guys are still watching, don't forget to go ahead and also subscribe to the channel. And as well, if you want to see some funny skits and you want to go ahead and laugh, don't forget to go ahead and follow her at the epitome of classy. Listen, it's been such a pleasure today to get to know more about you. Hopefully, some people got to learn some more about you as well, how you got to this 5 years putting in the work. So for some of you guys that have been watching her for so long, know that it has been a journey in the making. And we hope to see you. Well, we are going to see you on somebody's TV screen, because that actress that being want to become an actress, we spoke it into existence today. And this is what we heard it first, that she said she's going to do it. So thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. Hopefully, I get to see you in Miami. Take
Yeah.
care, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll have another episode tomorrow. See you guys then.
Bye. Thank you.